What is that?
It's the Ambira.
Ambira?
Yeah.
Okay.
Suspense, delayed gratification, humor. Those are the first 3 tips I'm going to give you in this video on how to engage your learners on your online teaching lectures. You just saw an induction set, a teaser or a trailer to an online teaching project by my students on the Ambira, a musical instrument of the Shona people of Zimbabwe. In this teaser, 2 boys go in search for the source of a beautiful tinkling sound coming from the forest. There's an element of suspense and delayed gratification as we follow them along the search for the source of this sound. When we finally discover the source of the sound, there's an element of humor on how my students represented the Ambira, which we do not have access to in this part of the world. These videos were created after several discussions with me. I emphasize on several aspects. 1. How can you teach and lecture without too much talking? 2. How can you capture and sustain your students' attention in your lecture? This video will only focus on the induction or the teaser, which I prefer to call it. The aim of the teaser is to captivate the interests of the learner to learn the topic that is about to be taught.
In my house, Mida.
I want to ask something. Do you know this Miss Kim Si-chan? She's a pansori teacher.
Miss Kim Si-chan. Nan mola. Maybe that guy know.
Miss Kim Si-chan?
Hey girls! 들어가다! 당신이 중요해!
Do you know Miss Kim Si-chan? She's a pansori teacher. I want to learn pansori.
한소리? 너와 그럼 한소리다! Let us do!
We are drawn to a seemingly far away and exotic land. We are learning about this land through the cultural scenes, the food, the music, and the performances. A sense of adventure is induced as we join the search for the pansori teacher, which gives us hint to the main topic about to be taught. Pansori, the Korean traditional art of storytelling. There is also an element of humor where we are told that no one wants to learn pansori. Let's do K-pop. Before we begin, let's talk about teaching and learning. Teaching learning is never stagnant. It's fluid and mobile. It responds to the environment and people. One of the earliest forms of knowledge dissemination was through handwriting on paper. Now, this took years and ages to circulate around the world. The first industrial revolution in the 18th century began to change the way humans interacted with the world. The printing press, developed by Johann Gutenberg, began to enable knowledge to be circulated around the world more rapidly. We're now in the fourth industrial revolution. Knowledge is accessible everywhere. It is ubiquitous. You can access knowledge at the speed of lightning through the internet, on your mobile phone, and on the computer. The millennials and Gen Z decode knowledge faster through visual images and sounds, rather than written knowledge. These two generations also have a shorter attention span than the previous generation. Therefore, it is important for educators to cater their teaching and lectures to the nature of learning among the current generation.
Ceritanya bermula dari sini, 8 nama Sihi yang khas dari Bali, yaitu Gamelan Bali.
This teaser introduces us to Balinese gamelan through a kind of like heavy metal rap rock style. We are introduced to the traditional through the contemporary in this teaser. A rough and low voice is used to evoke this mysterious effect.
Africa! What's that? Elephant! Zebra! Zebra! Oh, zebra! Oh, zebra!
In this teaser, we see our student pretending to be on a safari and sighting some animals. So we're trying to guess what country we are about to study next.
We on my way. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight.
The beautiful thing about this teaser is the students actually put out front their performance of a piece from the Mbube repertoire. The harmonious 4-part singing draws the learner to actually want to learn about Mbube music from South Africa. The next teaser is rather long, but it's too interesting to cut short. In this teaser, a dramatic comedy that combines issues in Hawaiian culture is created to stimulate us to learn about Hula Kahiko, a traditional form of music and dance in Hawaii.
Once upon a time, there was a peaceful village on an island called Maui. The villagers embraced their pure tradition and their spiritual beliefs are their strength to protect the village. Pele is the goddess of fire and volcanoes, who shapes the sacred land. However, Hula Kahiko performance needs to be performed once in a year to search of Pele for hope. Here comes the power of the grandmaster, the most brazen of them all, who was responsible to uphold the tradition of Maui. Two talented Ipu Heke players had been selected for several years to play separate roles in the Hawaiian Hula Kahiko, E Pele, E Pele. Unfortunately, things had been so woeful that two Ipu Heke players had passed away. The village lost two selected Ipu Heke's players in Hula Kahiko for the goddess Pele. The grandmaster decided to sacrifice his life voyage across the sea to find the best Hula Kahiko players of the island. After a long and tiring journey, he finally found two potential players he decided to approach and talk to them. They initially refuse the offer because they have no confidence to perform in front of the mighty Pele. But Grandmaster, however, will do whatever it takes to protect his village. These young men were convinced by the Grandmaster, as they were told that all of them should sacrifice and be brave, because union is their strength. He promised to pass all his knowledge to them, as this is the only way to make the village safe again.
Come a long way to be at this point of life. We have to protect our village and the ocean. United we stand, divided we fall. We have been selected by the ocean and the spirit to pray for our island. This is the time for us to uphold our tradition.
But I don't have a confidence. I afraid I will ruin the...
No, relax. A true hero will find his way in any obstacles. Will try to master this heart of fear. You and you are the chosen one.
We will never make you down, Grandmaster. Mana!
In this next teaser, there's a kind of deception and illusion that is being created as we shift from extracted videos online with those that the students actually acted in. The Chinese makeup artist is putting makeup on a female, which is actually our student. But the final lady who is made up, which is the Dan, the female heroine of Jingju opera, is actually extracted from a video online. A kind of hyper-reality is induced where we cannot tell the difference between which is the online video and which is the one that our students acted in. I hope you found the 10 tips helpful. Please check out my coming videos on the teaching approaches themselves. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And do make a comment if you like.